Hi everyone, thank you for joining us for another live session. We've been joined today by Dr. Chiranjeev Chhabra, the Chief Medical Director at Alive and a pioneer in the field of aesthetic medicine and surgery. So today's topic is one of my favorites and yet a very controversial one. It is Botox and fillers. There is a lot of, there are a lot of opinions out there about injectables, so as to speak. Hi everyone, hi Jyoti, hi Prince. There are a lot of opinions out there. Some people are die-hard fans of injectables. Some people shun them like they're the most taboo thing on earth. And today we're going to be today we're going to be busting myths related to injectables, related to Botox and fillers, related to lip fillers, and we'll be answering a lot of questions that we've received regarding the same. So let's wait for Dr. Chhabra to join in. Guys, you can keep sending me your questions on the live and we'll answer as much as possible. So, hi mom, I think you need to send me a request to join in. Hi Prachi. Hi.
Hi, Aisha. How are you?
How are you? Let me turn
I'm
the
good,
volume
thank
up
you.
on this. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Very well.
I'm looking forward to today's session. And
Yeah, so am I. It's a very interesting topic.
hmm.
So
So,
let's start with you telling us a little bit about Botox and fillers, and then we'll get into all the questions and the myths around it, and you know, help people understand what fillers are, what Botox is, and so why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
first I'll tell you a little bit about my story with Botox. Before telling the story of Botox, I started doing Botox for myself for my patients in 2003 or 4. And now it's almost about 17, 18 years.
Wow.
Huh? And so at that point of time, hardly anybody was doing Botox, but it was a very interesting field and very new in India, and I started doing that. Now, little bit about Botox itself is that Botox was not meant to be a medicine for wrinkles or for looking young. It was actually initially being used for people with headaches and severe migraines. So it was accidentally discovered. There was this doctor who was treating his patients for migraine, and one of his assistants discovered that whoever was coming for being treated with migraine, that person was showing freshness or was improving, looking youthful. And he brought it to the notice of his senior that, see, there is something happening which I don't understand. And that's how, per chance and by mistake, it was discovered that
By
Botox
fluke.
is by fluke, it was discovered that Botox can be used as a medicine for removing lines and wrinkles. And at that point of time, in the very initial stages, people just thought that it could remove wrinkles like, say, the crow's feet or the glabella, these frown lines. So that's all they knew. So this was long back. This was about maybe more than 20 years back. And but as you know, the story of Botox, now practically so many people are using it.
Yeah. And I pester you from time to time to do my things. But anyways, there are a lot of questions today,
Yeah.
from what does Botox work on to how are Botox and fillers different. There are a lot of doubts and fears that people have regarding it.
Mm.
One question which a lot of people uh, tend to have before going in for a procedure like this is that, will I look different? Will
Mm.
people get to know that I've done something to myself? And is it going to be really, really evident? Is my face going to look frozen, or is it going to look too filled up? And I think it all boils down to your injector. how good or how skilled your injector is how good your face will look. So the idea is not to just change your appearance. The idea is to enhance it. And why are you smiling like that?
Because I was supposed to be answering that. He was supposed to be
Okay.
asking me on the question.
Sorry. So, like people have this fear. And what do you tell your patients when they ask you these
So
questions?
I tell you one thing. People have this thing in mind that will I look different, doctor? Will people get to know? Will my husband get to know? Will my boyfriend get to know that I have done something? I
You
just don't
never
want
get
my
to
mother
know.
to know. I don't want my sister to know. I don't want my mother to know. So yes, this is very important that people don't want other people to know. It's not because they don't want other people to know. It's just that they don't want to look different. They want to look very natural. They want to look like themselves and want to look a more pleasant or a younger version of themselves. So yes, it's very, very important that these products like Botox and fillers should be used in such a way that it makes the person look just like oneself, just like very natural. Now, that is the beauty of doing these products. The natural look should be the actually the in look.
The youthful, natural, dewy look, the filter look.
Yeah.
So, okay. So, what is the difference between Botox and filler? For a lot of people who do not know the difference, enlighten them, please.
Yeah, so Arsha and my friends, boys and girls, so people used to think whenever they come to me, they ask me, Doctor, is Botox the same as fillers? Are they the same thing? But actually, they are totally different from each other. Like it's not even the difference between apples and oranges. It's like bananas and apples. That's the difference. Botox is a totally different molecule. It is a protein molecule, and it helps to relax the skin, and it helps to relax the muscles under the skin. So Botox is a protein molecule, and it does one job of skin relaxation or muscles under the which are under the skin, relaxation of those muscles. And when those muscles relax, what happens is the wrinkles in the skin just relax out. But the beauty is that this muscle relaxant is lasting for about 4 to 5 months instead of just a few hours. So Botox will work something like on these lines. Now I will show you how these lines work. See, when I'm frowning, these lines are coming on my face, right?
Yeah.
And I'm making a very big effort to frown. So these lines it will work on. Then it will also work on the smile lines. Like if I smile like this, if you can see some lines appearing. Now,
Close,
you
please.
know what? I am showing you all my flaws, and they're open for everybody to see. I want to tell you that I do Botox, I do fillers, but see, I do it in a very natural way. And I
Yeah.
want to just look like myself, and I want to look like Arsha's mother, but as a very, very pleasant and as a very youthful mother. So this is Botox, right? And if I talk of fillers, fillers are, it's a molecule. Basically, there are two types of fillers. One are the permanent fillers, which will last for your lifetime. We normally don't use those, but there are the other fillers which last for a period of time, say for about a year and a half to 2 years. And they are made up of a molecule which is called hyaluronic acid. Now, this molecule is the youth molecule, and the filler is actually a gel made out of these molecules and which is injected under the skin. Now, does filler do the same job as Botox? No. Fillers are totally different. They do a totally different job. Fillers will fill. Fill means fill these lines, fill the dark circles around the eyes, and they will also help to lift the skin up. Like suppose, see, I'm touching my skin like this, my skin is going
Yeah.
up, so fillers help to lift the skin up. So fillers will help to improve the definition of the jawline.
Yeah.
Fillers will help to improve the shape of the lips. Fillers will help to improve the shape of the eyes.
The
So
teardrops. Yeah.
the teardrops, the hollows around the eyes, what
Uh-huh.
people often perceive as dark circles is actually hollows around the eyes. So fillers work on these aspects. So fillers and Botox are totally different. They are totally different molecules. They do a totally different job. Can
So,
get met this
can
get
yeah.
this.
Dikshant is asking if men can get this treatment done too.
So Dikshant, men have the same issues as women have. They also age, okay? They are not impervious to aging. So men get wrinkles here, they get wrinkles here, and they get the same changes of aging which women get. But of course, they are in a more masculine way. So yes, fillers and Botox can be done by men also. Rather, I would say are done by men also. And I have a lot of men and a lot of boys, young men, who come to me. I mean, I consider everybody young. So a lot of men come to me for Botox and fillers.
So what's a good age for somebody to start this?
If you had asked me this question about 15 years back, I would have said in the late 40s or the middle 40s, if you ask about India. But if you ask in 2020, I would say they should start with fillers on Botox when there is a need.
Okay.
If it is for the purpose of anti-aging, then you can start in your 30s. If it is for the purpose of beautification or enhancement or looking more attractive, you can start even in your early 20s. So I'll tell you. Go ahead.
Yeah, carry on. I believe it's very important to understand your motivation behind doing any aesthetic procedure. Motivation, whether you want to, as you say, for anti-aging, for enhancement, for correction. And for that purpose, it's essential to consult a good doctor to get the right advice as to how to proceed. Because there are a lot of people out there who want to improve certain features of theirs, but they don't have the knowledge, they're scared, they don't know what it will look like, how long it will last, whether they need to get it done again. So there are a lot of questions which I want you to get into regarding how long does it last, do they have to keep repeating it, and also, one thing which I feel is people have this doubt about fillers. I don't want to take anybody's names here, but they feel like if we get our lips done, they'll look puffy or they look very big like a fish. It doesn't have to look like that. It doesn't have to be that if you're going to a good doctor.
So let's start from the very beginning.
Yeah.
How is the procedure done? So suppose I want to do Botox or I want to do a filler. I'll put a numbing cream on the person who I'm doing it for, her face or his face for about, say, half an hour, 14 minutes. And that is enough to make the skin person very comfortable. And then Botox is just a 10 minutes procedure. I mean, I just take 10 minutes to do the whole face, wherein you put little droplets of the Botox here and very, very minute droplets here. They're very superficial and droplets here and droplets around here. So we inject in these places. And once you do the injection, the person has no pain during the injection, no pain after the injection. And what is the maximum thing that can happen is that there may be a pinpoint bruise, maybe in some areas after Botox. Mostly it doesn't even happen that way. And if there is a small pinpoint bruise, it's like the tip of a ball pen, as thin as that, and it disappears in about 2, 3, 4 days time. So this is the maximum. And if you put a camouflage cream or a foundation, it is enough. But most of my patients don't put anything. So this is Botox. Now, if I talk of fillers, I just love fillers. I mean, you know what? I have got something to show you also. I carried it from the clinic. Can you see this?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is a box which contains fillers, and it's got 2 injections inside it. Then there is another filler which I want to show you. This is a brand which we commonly use, which is available in India, which is called Juvederm. Then there is another brand which is very popular in India, which is called Restylane. So this is the brand, and if you can see the word written on this. Arsha, can you see?
Yeah, I can. I think you just need to hold it up a little higher.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I can. Kiss.
Okay. Kiss. So this is a filler which which is injected into the lips to make the lips look more exciting, and it's called the Kiss. I mean, just after the lips. So this, and so how do you do fillers? Again, numbing cream, and then you do the fillers with a needle. What are the side effects? It's a half an hour procedure max. And
what's the downtime?
Downtime is there is there's no downtime. Like whenever we do it, we tell them to go for their whatever their work or their classes or whatever immediately. There's no need to not do what you are doing work wise or recreation wise. But yes, there can be sometimes something like a little bruising, something like a little swelling. Sometimes there may be a lump, but all of this settles down in about anything from about 2 days to 1 week, and it is not visible. But we always tell our patients that, see, there may be a bruise, there may not be a bruise. If there is a bruise, it will be a small bruise, and you will be fine, and you can easily hide it. So
Yeah.
that's it.
So, guys, I've had the pleasure of seeing my mother in action performing a lot of injectables and a lot of people. And while fillers, they take longer for the effect to show. For Botox, sorry, it takes longer for the effect to show. A filler, you can see the transformation instantly. So, Mom, you've done people's faces, you've treated, changed half the face, and it's very exciting. There's nothing scary about it. And I really, if any young girl asks me like what is the one thing that she should do, I would say probably, if you have an issue with your lips, get your lip fillers done. It's life is too short, don't think too much about it, do the lips. And so I get a lot of things from people that they don't want to look like, they don't want their lips to look too made up, they don't want that very over the top puffy appearance. And yet there are some people who love those kind of lips, and I know you don't like doing it that way. But how do you guide your patients on what's the right amount to use? What are the tools of assessment that you use?
Yeah, but first let me say hi to Amanpreet. He's my friend and he's on the Insta live. Hi Aman, how are you? And I must say Amanpreet is a young doctor, and I'm very happy to see him here today. So, see, Arsha, lips are one of the most attractive features of the face, and especially for an Indian face, or I would say Southern Asian or a Middle Eastern, or in fact for everybody, I feel that lips communicate. Just as eyes communicate,
Yeah.
lips communicate. So when we need to make the eyes look very good and we need to make lips look very good. So when a makeup artist, I have a lot of young makeup artists here. Hi Nikita, how are you? Hi Vanshika, how are you? So, hi Samira, how are you? So when a makeup artist is working on the face, she's actually working on the eyes and she's working on the lips. And of course, she's shading the rest of the face. So a lip has to look attractive. It has to look, firstly, there is some criteria of beauty which says that the lip should be a particular way. And in Indians, our lips, normally our upper lip and our lower lip, we like lips which are fuller, which are equal in size, the upper lip and lower lip. We do not like very thin lips. And also the lip length is very important. Should not be very small. It should be the right length. So the right length, I am getting technical, but the right length is like we have this pupil, that is the black dot in one eye and the black dot in the other eye. So the lip length should be exactly between the two pupils. So makeup artists know what they're doing when they're lengthening the lips. Actually, they're making the lip length longer. So lip length should be fitting the criteria of beauty. So doctor looks at the criteria of beauty and fulfills those criteria. Then a doctor should also look into what the person wants. Like suppose you love big lips. Okay. So I have to give you what you want. But as long as I feel I sort of become a little firm as a mother, I give you what I want also. But we
Guys, she's saying this because I pestered my mother when I was, I think, 21, something like that.
You did.
And I told her that I want to get my lips done, and I had very thin lips, and I thought they make a person's appearance look mean. And when it's available, why not do it? So I pestered her, and I got my lips done, and I love it. I really like, that, Mom. I come to you after every 6, 7, 8 months. Also, I don't do like a full while all the time. It would be very little, like a touch up. And it's just like a little pick me up from time to time. So But I know that each and every girl who's gotten her lips done has really loved it. And the one thing she says is, why didn't I do it sooner? Because there's no point in waiting. So people, have this thing that it's very expensive. Would you like to enlighten them on that?
Okay, so actually it is a misconception. And plus expense and thoughts are very about financial, very expensive is very relative. But
Yeah.
again, if I look at the average thing, ballpark figure, a Botox can cost as less as about 4,000 to 5,000 rupees to start with. So, and it may cost, one area may cost maximum anything between 4,000 to 8,000. That's average. So suppose these wrinkles go away in about 6,000 to 7,000 rupees. It's, for some people it is fine. Then as far as fillers are concerned, to do the lips, something like, it would cost something like 25,000 to 30,000. And Kajal is asking me what's the best filler for teardrop. Kajal, I'll just come back to you. So so a filler, depending upon how much you're doing, can cost you starting from around 25,000. Averagely a good job can be done between, if you do a lot of areas on the face, between about 25 to 75,000. So that is it. And beyond that, if somebody wants to do more, you can, depending upon, also it depends upon what the kind of repair one wants. And a Botox, if a full face Botox, depending upon, can cost anything between, say, about 10,000 to about 30,000. And one area Botox can cost 5,000 to 6,000 or 7,000. And I get a question, best filler for teardrops. So Kajal, there are a lot of brands. Hi Kajal, how are you? There are a lot of brands in India. The good brands in India are the Restylane, the Juvederm, and even the Bolitiro. And around the teardrops, all of these fillers are made up of the same molecule called hyaluronic acid. But how it is made is different in all these brands. And so basic thing is we should use a soft filler around the eyes. A filler which will mold very nicely and gently around the eyes. And when I'm injecting the eyes, Arshia, I don't inject here. Okay, I will inject somewhere here and I will massage it and I will slowly set it out here. So a soft filler which gives a natural appearance.
Okay, so there's this term which you use very often called prejuvenation.
Yeah.
And so how do Botox and fillers work with that? And what is prejuvenation? Why do you tell a lot of your clients to, welcome that word into their skincare dictionary? And what is all that about? So,
okay. So prejuvenation means that before the damage has happened, before, when you anticipate, like we all know that we are going to age. We all know how aging will happen. So before all that thing has happened, it's like a boost which we give to the skin, and it is called prejuvenation. And this prejuvenation starts with very young people, where they want to enhance their skin or they improve their skin. There's nothing gone down in their skin. The skin is not damaged, but they want to enhance or improve.
Aging.
Yeah, Arsha, aging starts from the day one is born.
Yeah.
No? So if you see a 2-year-old kid and a 4-year-old kid, a 4-year-old is older than a 2-year-old. So aging starts from the day one is born. So prejuvenation helps to slow down the process of aging. It helps to improve the quality of the skin. And prejuvenation can be done by baby Botox, like we use very dilute type of Botox, and we do very little Botox. And we do it like little droplets so that it gives a very smooth look to the skin. It closes the open pores. It softens the expressions. So this is prejuvenation. Prejuvenation is not just related to Botox and fillers. It could be even done with lasers. So prejuvenation means start rejuvenation before damage has begun.
So I know you use a lot of Volite for that. And we've spoken about Volite or skin boosters before also on this channel. And it's, I believe for girls my age, so I'm turning 27. So for girls my age, Volite is a very interesting thing to get done. And Shreya's asking if a girl in her mid-20s can opt for fillers. So, hi Dr. Chaitra, how are you?
Hi Dr. Chaitra. Dr. Chaitra is a very, very, very famous dermatologist, and I am very happy to see her here. Hi Chai, how are you? So you must follow her on her Instagram page. She is really good. So Ash, you were saying something?
Yeah, so Shreya was asking if a girl in her mid-20s can get fillers done.
Yes, a girl in her, okay, I said the last thing first. A girl in her mid-20s, can she get fillers done? Yes. Where all she can, the question is where all can she get fillers done? She can get fillers done. Fillers are not just for making a person look young. Fillers are for making the person look more beautiful. Fillers are for making the face look sharper. Like a girl with a round face, she wants an oval face. Okay, she can do fillers. A 20-year-old can do. Then a girl who has dark circles and hollows around the eyes, she can do fillers here to make the dark circles go away or the hollows better. A girl who has thin lips or wants more luscious lips or has good lips but wants more trendier lips can do fillers on her lips. So that is where all she can do the fillers. And also she can sometimes a girl has, you know, like chubby cheeks and she wants a slimmer looking face. In that situation, we do the fillers in this area and we make the face look slimmer. See, I'm just girls, I'm boys, I'm just touching my face. And see, the moment I do this, my face starts becoming slimmer. So this is where we can do fillers to change or to improve the shape of the face.
Great. Okay, so I have a question where, you know, Botox is not just for wrinkles, it's also for your sweat glands.
Reception is okay. Yeah, so let me first introduce you to my little friend. And I just love Botox. Can you see Botox here?
Yes.
Okay, this is Botox. And this is a bottle of Botox, which I got home. And you know for whom. It's a little secret. So now, Botox is a wonder molecule. It started for headaches. It is even used for squints.
Thank you, Emma.
And it is even used for closing open pores. It is even used for like some people say, I have big pores. How, doctor, what can I do? So we do little Botox to close the open pores. It gives a smoother, shining skin. Botox can even be used for scars. Like, you know, when scars are healing, scars could be due to anything. It could be an accident, stitches, acne. So we do little Botox around the scars and the scars heal very well. So plus we do, so Botox is for very many things. And yes, Arsha's question was, can Botox be used for sweaty underarms? Huh? So sweaty underarms. Yeah, that is, especially in the summers, Botox we really use for underarms, sweaty palms as well as sweaty underarms. And when we inject Botox in the underarms, the sweating stops. And you know, it is not socially acceptable when somebody sweats a lot and then the clothes get dirty and they get smelly. So I have treated a lot of girls and boys for sweaty hands and sweaty palms and sweaty underarms. So it does a good job.
Okay. So I think we've answered a lot of questions. Guys, if you have any more questions, send it to us on the live and we'll see if there's something that's been left. And, you know, I don't know if you guys know this, but it also, Botox also works for if you have a lockjaw or you clench your teeth a lot. And mom did my jaw, so I would clench my teeth. I was wearing a night guard, and she did my jaw, and there's been no pain. I don't even need my night guard anymore. So you know, you've treated a lot of people like this also, and people only think that Botox and fillers do this very medical, this very aesthetic thing. But there are also a lot of medical purposes for them. A lot of people who come to you with Mom, you also treated people who've got clefts and stuff with Botox and fillers, right?
Fillers.
Yeah, fillers. So would you?
Yeah, Samira, we will do the session what you're asking about hair fall. Possibly Samira wants to know something about postpartum hair fall. So Arsha, we can plan another session for skin and hair problems post delivery. So Samira, we'll come back to you with that. And let's get back to where we were. So where were we, Arshu?
We were talking about Botox and fillers being used for other purposes also, uh, rather than just aesthetic purposes. Shivangi, thank you. Tas, we're going to be, we'll do another session for home remedies. We shared quite a few. So if you go check out our IGTV, you can see quite a few home remedies that Dr. Chabra has shared.
So yeah, so Arsha, you were talking about Botox for this TM joint problem, na?
Yeah.
So what happens is we don't realize, but we clench. A lot of us, when we sleep in the night, we clench our teeth, and that results in pain in this joint here. And sometimes when we get up in the morning, we feel that we have a headache, and we don't understand why the headache is there. So it's because in the night when we sleep, we are clenching our teeth, and because we are constantly clenching our teeth, this muscle is hyperactive. This muscle, which is the clencher muscle, becomes hyperactive, and we inject Botox into this muscle here. And when that happens, the muscle relaxes, the pain goes away, the headaches go away, and because of this constant clenching, the teeth are getting damaged. So mostly my friends who are dentists, they have been sending patients to me to do Botox for clenching of the teeth.
Okay. Kajal wants to know about nose and fillers, and after that question, we'll wrap up this session.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what does Kajal want to know?
He wants to know about nose and fillers, and Kajal, do you want to elaborate on that question?
So Botox for and fillers for nose.
Yeah.
Okay, so now very interesting is that most people, there are a lot of people who want their nose to look different. They want their nose to look sharper. So sometimes
sorry to cut you off. She wants to know how to straighten the nose.
How to straighten the nose. So how to straighten the nose is that basically it is this part of the nose that needs to be straightened. So we take fillers and we inject all along this bridge of the nose, and it straightens the nose. That's one way of straightening the nose. Then the second way is sometimes people have an asymmetrical nose at the bottom. So then we use fillers to sort of equalize this part of the nose. Then what happens is sometimes people have nose tips which are really going down. They go downwards. And the girls like nose which is just, the tip is going upwards.
Upturn.
So we put slightly upturn. So we put fillers all along here. So we are putting, when you're treating the nose, we put fillers here, we are putting fillers here, and we're putting fillers here, and we get the shape that we want. Now, this is fillers. But I'll tell you one thing. This is for women who are above, say, 35, 40. Is you'll notice that as we grow older, when we smile, our nose turns downwards. And when the nose turns downwards, it looks like a, like a hopped or a depressed nose. So what we do is we take Botox and we just inject a drop of Botox here, and it just helps to bring up this point of the nose. So it straightens up the nose. So mainly to straighten up the nose, we use fillers, and then to improve the tip of the nose, we use the Botox.
Wow. Guys, I hope you found today's session helpful and informative. Would you like to add anything else, Mom, before we wrap this up?
Yeah, so I would like to say this, that, just we should break the myths, and we have to realize that Botox and fillers are just very, very, very helpful molecules. And I also feel that when you look into beauty, or when you look into aging or enhancement, you should start early. The earlier you start, the less you have to do. And the earlier you start, the more natural you can look. And the basic thing is beauty is meant to be natural. And all these products should be working towards natural beauty. That's my mantra.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. So on that note, we'll wrap this session up. Thank you to everybody for joining us today, and hope to see you next time. Stay safe, and we'll see you soon.
Bye bye. See you.
Bye. See you.
Thank you for being here.